If small talk feels awkward, it's because no one taught you how to do it. It's like expecting someone to swim without ever showing them water. So instead, we fake it with lines like, "So, what do you do?" Or, "Crazy weather today, huh?" No wonder small talk feels like stepping in gum. But here's the truth. Small talk isn't about being smooth or interesting. It's about making people feel like a human, not an NPC waiting for a dialogue prompt. And once you get this, talking to anyone becomes really easy. Let me show you how. The truth about small talk. So, if small talk isn't about being smooth or interesting, what is it about? Most people treat small talk like a test, like they need to impress the other person, say something clever, or prove they're worth talking to. But small talk is not a test. It's a co-op game. Think of it like hacky sack, not tennis. Tennis is competitive. You're trying to win the exchange, land a perfect line, impress the other person. Hacky sack, the goal is simple. Just keep the conversation going. No pressure, no perfect moves, just a casual back and forth, seeing where it goes. And when you start looking at small talk as a low-stakes game instead of a performance, the pressure disappears. Now, let's talk about how to actually do this. How to make conversations flow naturally. All right, so if small talk is just a game of keeping the conversation going, how do you actually do that without running out of things to say? Well, observation beats generic questions. Most people think good small talk means asking good questions like, "What do you do?" or "Where are you from?" But after a while, that gets boring, feels like an interview. Instead, just notice something and say it out loud. Let's say you're waiting in line at a store, and the person in front of you has an absurdly large stack of snacks. Instead of asking, "Stocking up?" which is predictable, just say, "That's a solid snack strategy, I respect it." Or maybe you're walking through a parking lot, and someone is clearly struggling to remember where they parked. Instead of asking, "Lost your car?" just say, "I swear parking lots have a way of teleporting cars when you're not looking." See the difference? You're not forcing a response. You're just making a quick, light comment that invites them to engage if they want to. And if they don't, no big deal. You move on. That's what makes observational openers so powerful. They shift the pressure off of you and onto something you both can comment on together, which makes the conversation feel natural instead of forced. But noticing things is just the start, because once the conversation is rolling, there's one simple trick to make sure it never stalls. Be interested, not just interesting. Here's the thing. People don't care how interesting you are. They care how interested you are in them. Studies show that people who ask follow-up questions are seen as way more likable than those who just talk about themselves. So next time someone tells you they just got back from a trip, don't hit them with, "Oh, cool, I went to Thailand once." Instead, just say, "Tell me more." Seriously, those 3 words are magic. They take the pressure off you, make the other person feel valued, and keep the conversation going effortlessly. Now, all of this sounds great in theory, but what if you know exactly what to do and still freeze up the moment you need to do it? If that sounds familiar, it's probably not a conversation problem. It's an overthinking problem. How to overcome social anxiety. So now you know how to start conversations and keep them going effortlessly. But let's be real. Knowing how to make small talk and actually doing it are 2 different things. Because for most people, the real problem isn't what to say. It's that voice in your head telling you you're messing it up. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, "Ugh, why did I say that?" The good news. They're not thinking about it. It's called the spotlight effect. A fancy way of saying we all believe people are paying way more attention to us than they actually are. So, once you realize most people aren't obsessing over what you said, it gets a lot easier to just enjoy the moment. How to exit small talk gracefully. Okay, so you had a good chat, but now comes the part nobody talks about. How do you leave without it getting weird? You could use the white flag approach. Instead of waiting for that dreaded awkward pause, or trying to fake a reason to check your phone, just be direct, but kind. You're not ghosting the conversation, you're landing the plane smoothly. Try something like, "I don't want to keep you from your day, but it was really great talking to you." It's polite, respectful, and gives both of you an out, without anyone feeling brushed off. You can also tailor your exit based on the situation. If it's a casual social chat, you could say, "Hey, I'm going to grab another drink, but let's catch up again soon." If you're networking, you could say, "I've got to float around and meet a few others, but I'd love to stay in touch." The point is, you're being intentional. You're respecting their time and yours while leaving the door open. No awkward fizzling out, no desperate escape moves, just a clean, confident exit. Because good small talk isn't just about how you start, it's also about how you end. So, yeah, small talk doesn't have to feel fake, forced, or like pulling teeth. When you lead with curiosity, lean into the moment, and stop treating conversations like performance art, they actually become fun. And if this helped you rethink how to talk to people, even just a little, then please do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe, and maybe even send this to that one friend who still thinks, "So, what do you do?" is a killer opener. Because small talk isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's how deeper connections start. And let's be honest, the world could really use more of those right now.